and we've all had experiences of that too, where we've just like followed something that felt like a spark of like, what if I try that? And something amazing usually always comes from that.
Mm.
But I think too, like we want the consistency with that too, of like starting to strengthen in that trust.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, Pete and I have been talking quite a bit. Just the feeling of wanting to do a video and just to share actually a lot of what's just kind of in our own hearts and just with the calling and the mission and even our own journey with the course and being in the Living Miracles community and living with David for many years. And we're in Japan right now. There's a huge calling here in Japan, which some of you may have heard of if you've watched our videos. But yeah, we were just sharing with each other to the depth of this journey and really finding this life's purpose and this life's calling and really answering that calling and the devotion and the focus that it asks. And so many questions from people too around guidance and how do I follow guidance? Prayer. What is prayer? How do I pray? And yeah, a sweet, sweet lady asked me recently, well, I have all these body symptoms. Does it mean I don't pray deeply enough? It's like so many questions that the mind is it's just searching really for that, I think, certainty of the spirit. And I feel like that's what we're really called into with David and with the community. For those who don't know, Pete's been in the community since 2011, and I've been here since 2018. And it's just been like a day to day, full devotion to mind training, full devotion to prayer, full devotion to communication, pray, listen, follow, the guidance of the spirit, collaboration. Many, many people in the community, around the community, David, Kirsten, Jason, so many people. And it's just been, yeah, I shared today like so much gratitude coming through my own heart just for everything and the symbols and the reflections and the witnesses of purpose and devotion, and just almost feeling overwhelmed with this gratitude in my own heart for it. And so yeah, it just we just felt a spark to share a little bit, and we had some calls with friends, and it just sparked some ideas in our own mind to share a little bit more about. And I don't know if you had anything already.
Yeah, I guess since we've been here, it's always like every day just seeing what is the call, and it can kind of change. Like with what when people reach out to us, there can seem to be different issues that are coming up, or a different kind of calling, or what people are calling for. Like, sometimes it's like intense family issues that people are kind of going through. Sometimes it's very specific, like there's a topic in the course like holy relationship. Oh, I really want to go deeper into that. But I kind of feel like underneath it all, and even particularly in Japan, there's been a big thing around communication, and coming towards a deeper sense of true communication or full communication. And like, even because in the course it talks about, our true state of being is full communication, like
Mm,
fully communicated from God, and us communicating fully with the divine, and just like this constant state.
mm,
And then we're just seeing like where those holdbacks are in day to day, where we kind of feel like, oh, I don't feel like I can bring this up, or I'm
mm,
feeling stuck. And who do I communicate with? And so many times we get the question of like, how do I even practice this? And it can kind of like the how kind of seem like it's a big question of like, well, do I have even the right people to connect with around where I'm living? Is it even, I but we've always kind of found that actually the desire of the heart is always answered, and the prayer of the heart always has to be answered. It's because the whole world is just a reflection of the
mm,
mind. And so that's why, like, we feel like there's so much encouragement that's needed every day to say, keep on coming
mm,
towards your brother. The symbols that light up in your mind of the ones who are showing up, to really answer that, that heart's call for full communication, and towards the spirit, and to love, and the opening. It's like, I mean, we talk a lot about mighty companions because naturally I think so much it's been our pathway. And the pathway of the Course is a course of relationship, it seems to be, with our
Mm.
brothers. Other teachings have you go sit in the cave and meditate and that kind of thing. But for us, it's actually been a lot about use the symbols that are showing up in the mind, but use them to go beyond them and use them with the spirit to go deeper into trust, into
Mm.
towards communication.
Yeah, I feel too this activation of joy, like that those words are in my mind. Like I just know for myself, like I didn't know what to do with my life. Like I almost went like a little bit towards depression. Like I don't know what to do. I don't know. I don't know what my purpose is. But there's so much the spirit can it wants to use us for, like you were sharing, communication and being done through and just witnessing so many people finding their calling, which really is not per se in the form, but the spirit can use the form to use our inspiration to shine and to share his message and his love and the inspiration. So there's so many symbols that we've even for ourselves have been witnessing, like music, like we're both in the Rise band, which some of you may have heard of. And Living Miracles Rise, we've done worship services and everything, but it was all used for healing, but also for communication and to shine the light, let the light shine through. But yeah, this activation inside, like, I didn't even know I could feel so alive as I felt these last 7 years since for me, it looked like living and being in the community and fully handing my life over in this way. But I see many, many witnesses around me who've been either collaborating with us or they are collaborating, and they're really finding their calling through this joining with the Spirit and in prayer. There's a real activation of the Spirit, like He wants to use us as a vessel for prayer and for guidance and for joining, for forgiveness. But it's it can seem pretty active, and yet it can also have many moments of still like a deeper stillness that drops in when we're so being done through by the Spirit, because it's like the lesson, I will step back and let him lead the way. Wow, that is an experience. That is an experience. It washes away control, it washes away people pleasing, it washes away private thoughts. Like it's a very practical path that
Mhm.
we've really experienced through years of there's the studio broadcasting that we've done for many years, all the online retreats, there's project, there's volunteers you've joined with so many people, devotional stays who have come, new volunteers who have come, like in wanting to give their lives for a month or 2 or 3 months to this path to practice this, retreats, gatherings, like holy relationship talks on online retreats. There's so many ways the spirit has been using us. And we just have to be so once we say yes, it's like it's everything. The spirit will show us how he's going to shine through us.
Mhm. Yeah, I was just thinking that thing of like, miracles are natural.
Mm.
And so there's something very natural about what we're actually drawn towards. It's not foreign, like, because I know that, the Course in Miracles can seem like it's a very intellectual pathway. And I mean, I'd never consider myself an intellectual when I even picked it up, but it was more about there was something of the presence that was calling me and about the mind opening. And I think very naturally, like we are drawn towards joy, to opening up to our true nature of joy, towards collaboration, to sharing our thoughts and our minds. It's like we've learned something very unnatural in the world in a way of being, but what we're actually drawn towards is the most natural thing there could be. So I think that's the thing. It's like even when we come together, I've seen how spirit can use like all of our skills and abilities, all of these great gifts that we've been given that we might not have ever even known how to use in the world. Like maybe we even tried to use them before and fell flat. I know I did many times trying to use like the what I thought I had strengths in, but I had no idea how to use them. But that's where we want to find purpose. Like we want to find like a joyful purpose. And then when we're in that and we're so clear on what is it for, the spirit can bring in so many joyful ways to use all the things that we've learned. It's, yeah, that's what I feel inspired by.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's like that it's like an active path, like we fully participate within our mind, like we fully participate with the spirit. We collaborate with him actually. Like that's what true collaboration is. It's with him. And I was reading recently in the course too that Jesus actually says it needs your consent. I need your active participation in this because I want you to know that you need to know that this is what you want. It's not something that's coming from outside. Like it's actually what you want. This is your desire. And I'm going to collaborate with you in so many miraculous ways. It's just going to blow your mind, which it has done. Like I've heard those parables when I was, still in Holland. And the first thing that I did is attend a gathering with Kirsten and Ricky at the time. They had a few gatherings and I was just hearing about their life. And I remember I was sitting in the chair and I was listening and I thought, is this real? Like, can I really live like that? Like, cause when I picked up the course, I had kind of a similar experience. I picked up the course, opened the book, and the first lines, "Nothing real can be threatened. Like nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God." I just remember my mind was like, "Oh my, this is not. This is something really, really deep." And I immediately felt I want to live this. This is not something to be just studied. Like you were sharing, this is not an intellectual endeavor. So I had some time just reading it, practicing the lessons, but really quickly the spirit. It was this part you can see it's a big orchestration because I was in tiny, tiny Holland and Kirsten and Ricky were traveling through. There was some activation in Europe and they came through and I think that really activated me hearing all the parables of their lives. I was blown away by it. And I think just that little sparkle in my mind that said, this is really possible? And I could feel inside the answer was yes, yes, I have this for you and so much more. You have no idea what I have in store for you. If you just follow me and trust will lead the way. Trust I will guide you every step of the way. And so many miracles have happened just by saying yes. And I share with many people here too, because they ask, how do you do guidance? And so, well, I just practiced on my day off. Like that's how I started. I had a day off. Spirit, I give this day to you. And I would just go on a forest walk and go left, go right. Like that's how it started. But slowly you start to give everything over to the spirit, like all aspects of your life, all your relationships, your job, like being unwound from things in the world so that your mind is slowly just like he wants to use you in so many miraculous ways you cannot even imagine. Like we cannot imagine. um yeah. Get very little. It's such a joyful journey of miracles. It's such a joyful journey of miracles, and yeah, it's so beautiful. You were sharing here too, because we're in Japan, and I know for you, like we recently visited this beautiful temple here in Tokyo, and we went in, and there was a little corner where you could sit down on a little mat, and you can zazen. I don't know how you say it, zazen for a moment. I don't know if you saw it. That's how they call it. Zazen for a moment, so you can sit and just drop in. And I saw you sitting, like dropping into stillness, and that's also part of this path. But I just know for myself it's been just a lot of miracles and a lot of joinings and a lot of collaboration and a lot of guidance coming through, but it does lead ultimately to this stillness. But really, if there's so much in our mind that is left like on here, like the unwatched mind, like if we don't look there, like how can we really be still, then it's just spiritual. Just it's still and quiet, which ultimately it's the same purpose. It will lead you to the same awakening. Like it's inevitable. But I just know for us this path has been relationship and communication and collaboration leading to that same dropping into stillness at times, which is like you were sharing at the beginning, like it's just this communion with God and this, like, not one note in heaven's song was missed, like, but really having that experience of the forgotten song, like, just starting to hear a wisp of the melody. Yeah, it's just it becomes very mystical, actually. Yeah. Yeah. You were sharing earlier too about how, with guidance and even when you first started with the course, or how like just finding that purpose and how the mind can, yeah, like what do I really want, or like getting distracted, or
Mm,
like no, but really choosing for like steadily, because I feel that with you, like when I watch your path here with the community and with so many people and you've worked with, and the movie gatherings that you do, like these teachings, it's coming through with such a clarity and a restfulness in it too.
mhm,
Yeah. You've got such a spark for Japan
mhm,
as well. And Pete's been getting all sorts of invites to spend time in the forest,
mhm,
which is your big whim.
mhm.
So this is how the spirit works. Like you had such a whim for Japan. You did not pursue it by yourself. You gave your life over to God, and now you're here in Japan, and you don't even have to personally try to make anything happen. Like the spirit's orchestrating, and all your wins are actually included in it, which is so beautiful to witness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's something too, because it's like I felt like I could never, well, for whatever reason, like I always, felt like I felt I had an ability with art, and I had, whims to even go see Japan and go to Canada and these different kinds of things in my mind, smatterings of inspirations. But somehow it's like I felt such a difficulty making something happen. It's like I almost just couldn't do it on my own wind, like just try to push myself into things. But I think it was all part of the timing, and when it was starting out and starting to listen to guidance, it was very much just because I crashed in life as well. Like I crashed when things weren't working out for me, like with career, and I it's like I didn't have the inspiration to make it in that kind of way. So, but what did open up was the course and Mighty Companions and opening my mind more and more, and then community did come in for me as a symbol too, and I could kind of really start to feel it's not like I heal, like I dropped everything at once, even with things that I felt like I still had a desire for in the mind, even if it is like egoic or feels that way of like, oh, I want a partner. I maybe I want to see Japan, maybe I want to see this place, or whatever it is, or I want to even get more into the art. I know I have all these different desires, but spirit, what is it for me? And for me, I could feel like the main calling was towards giving my life over,
Mm.
because like I just knew that I couldn't do it by myself, like by my own wind, like pushing myself, trying to blow myself in the right direction. It wasn't going to work. So it did take like a higher trust of like, okay, there has to be another way. And I could feel like for me, like the community was a direction where it felt like I really kind of felt an inspiration because I could feel my mind open when I was joining with my mighty companions. This is like I could express things that I felt too afraid to express before, and feel like, oh, I'm not getting judged for this. It's really just up to me. How much do I want to open now? So I could see
Mhm.
like this massive potential. Whereas, like, okay, I've got nothing holding me back anymore in terms of how open do I want to be. No one's saying, like, hey, tone it down. It was like totally up to me. So it's like,
Mhm.
wow, okay. So in that way, for the first time, I couldn't even put it out of like, there's nothing else that's holding me back. This is really up to me. And then I was just so, okay, Spirit, day to day, you show me what are the opportunities, even for joining with Mighty Companions, for expressing, for coming together, for getting into inspiration. And very quickly, things like even my art skills got used in a new way with like invitations to events and things that I felt like really was sparked by the spirit of like come together. Like there was a feeling of, oh wow, my art's now being used to draw people together. Isn't that amazing? And that I wasn't even personally directing it, trying to come up with things, but spirit was like giving me the prompts, and through my brothers too, like, what about this? And I was like, oh, okay. So it was like a hands-off kind of thing, but it's like being done through like skills getting used in that way. And then finally, I think too, like even when it did come time to even like come to Japan and everything, there's a deep purpose underneath of like I'm not just here to pass through to like see the sights and kind of then go back home wherever that is and then get, but it's actually like it's coming in a deeper way with purpose to join with the ones here. And it's a beautiful backdrop, but that's what what it is, and even and just feeling like relationship and feeling like a heart opening and like giving space, like letting the spirit come through me and provide a space for healing, for like more of a heart opening. So
Mm.
yeah, it's spirit knows the best way. And I think I was just thinking before, like I think we all feel like a draw towards spontaneity because there's nothing worse than feeling like waking up in the morning and going like, well, I just have to go about things the way they are.
Mm.
Like, I can't change anything, this is like I get up, I go to work, I do this, I come home, repeat. And and getting stuck in cycles and in some ways, like I knew I always felt like a draw to how can I feel so spontaneous with the spirit where if there is a prompt that drops in, why don't you today go here, go somewhere totally unexpected, join with someone, communicate something that you weren't even, aware of. We want to be so open to those prompts. But I think also with that, I mean, I think, and we've all had experiences of that too, where we've just like followed something that felt like a spark of like, what if I try that? And something amazing usually always comes from that.
Mm.
But I think too, like we want the consistency with that too, of like starting to strengthen in that trust of like, yes, when I listen and I follow that, something good always comes back from that, like a healing always occurs. My heart is opened a bit more. So that strengthening, that trust building with the spirit is like such an important thing. And that's why I feel like communication with mighty companions and encouraging that communication is such a helpful direction. So I kind of feel like that's really the gift that I feel like when we've been traveling and been here, it's just like having such an open space to say, yes, you are welcome. You don't have to hold back. Your thoughts are welcome. There's nothing you can say that is wrong. It's just have an open heart and then just kind of like witnessing like, oh my God, the release and the strengthening that feels like is happening underneath that every time we come together. So I kind of feel like, I feel like that is the most important thing is like strengthening that trust in the communication with the spirit and like keep coming, keep coming. It's a beautiful thing. you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel too we've extended a lot online. Like
Mm.
there's a lot with our online community and things like that, but it's pretty rare that we're on the road, actually. I know the ministry used to be like a travel ministry for many, many, many years, and then it was more of a digital ministry. And now some of us are traveling. Jiska and Greg are in Europe. I know Kirsten's going to come to New Zealand in December. And it's going to have a retreat January in New Zealand. We're here in Japan right now for 3 months, and we're going to go to Australia October 11th. We're gonna arrive, and there's some invitations for maybe a retreat in Melbourne. There's some people in Sydney area that have contacted us, so we're just really exploring. But it's rare that we're out on the road,
Yeah.
actually. So because we're usually based in Mexico or in the monastery in Utah. We had our Strawberry Fields Festival there this last spring summer, which was amazing as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, so but I think everything that you were just sharing, that's it. That's why we come together. We come together because we have a very deep calling. We come together because we want to strengthen
Mhm.
in that calling. We want to join in that calling. We want to join in that purpose. That's our purpose for being on the road and for having weekly gatherings here in Japan, for having retreats here in Japan, for
Yeah.
any spontaneous meetup or encounter, or it's never random, but
It's not a small gift.
it's not a small gift. This is really what the spirit's bringing, and
Yeah, yeah.
I just feel like we're fired up. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really felt good to share. It's like there's so much, even like there's so much the spirit wants to extend through. Like it's like it's a storehouse of miracles. You have a storehouse of miracles, and
Yeah.
the spirit just wants to give it away. That's all the spirit wants to give it away, give it away. And so it's just a huge opportunity to connect. That's what we feel. So it just feels so good to communicate
Yeah.
and to just be in touch and to share all of this, which feels like it's like the tip of the iceberg or something. Like there's
Yeah.
so much that wants to come through and just to join in a very, very, very deep way to
Yeah.
that calling.
I've seen it too. Like, it just feels like every retreat we have, every gathering we have, there's major sparks that fly from that. Like, every time, like, old life patterns are burst through, new directions, like, are lit up in the mind, and like, and
Mhm.
people take flight. Every gathering, every retreat, or just like an encouragement. So many, even here, like, there's like been even like these creative things that have come out, and we just like say yes because we can feel the spirit spark underneath it. Like,
Mm.
encouragement for music, encouragement for creativity, and things that really feel like they're lighting a
Like
fire of
flowers
joy. Yeah, yeah,
blooming.
yeah, yeah,
That's what we are. We're flowers in God's garden,
yeah.
and like it only wants is to shine on us and let that perfume, like I don't know, come through and
Let it lead the way.
yeah,
Let that joy lead the way
yeah, I
for our
really
whole
feel that.
lives. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, beautiful.
yeah.
So yeah, this is just our little burst of inspiration. It felt so sweet to just share. And yeah, we might do more of these videos. And yeah, if you are in Australia and you are there in October and you want to meet up, this is really the time to let us know. We're going to be there for maybe a brief window.
Yeah, wherever you are, like particularly
Yeah.
as we're on this side of the globe, if you see this message and you feel
Yeah.
like writing to us, yeah,
Yeah.
we
I'd love to meet up.
we can put links in the description of where you can, contact us. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. This was really, really sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. It's a powerful time, and we hope to meet you who are feeling a spark to connect and go deeper. So,
Yeah, we'll keep
there's
we keep you posted too. We made a little web page with some information. So once things are confirmed, even for us in Australia, specifically there, we'll just put it there, let people know on our mailing list as well. So yeah, it's just another way to join very deeply. That's all that we really want. Like that's our purpose, to connect and to share and to extend from the spirit. And that's what we want to encourage in everyone and answer the calling. Yeah.
thanks everyone.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.